Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? My home away from home, in my camper, working, always working. So, I think I've done a reading for you before, but I don't remember for sure. But I'd like to explain real quick kind of how this works. At least for me, we all do it different. So I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. I try to describe the picture the best that I can. There is always a reason for whatever they show or say. So if it doesn't make any, sorry, just got some real strong energy here. So if it doesn't make any sense now, keep it in mind, because you'll either remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later. This is non-exact science. It's really big energy. So sometimes you have to stretch it outside the box a little bit. He won't give me all the details. He'll give me just enough so you should understand what he's referring to. Details are none of my business or anybody else's. So we're going to talk to your grandfather, Jerry. And before I started this, he was saying, I don't want to say sad energy. When we go up there, well, actually, it's not up there. Actually, it's right in front of you. And we don't have any of that heavy negative energy because we're cleansed, we're light, we're bright, our soul is clean. But he's kind of sad, like, I think I just saw a hummingbird. So know that, I'm pretty sure that was a hummingbird. I can't see it now. I have a feeder out there, but I forgot to bring the stuff to put in it. So I hope he's not looking at that. Know that a hummingbird will be a sign from him. Know that this energy behind me, and he's not usually where he stands, that's why I was confusing me, the strong energy I kept feeling, is Archangel Michael. He usually stands behind me and puts the tip of his wings on my shoulders and guards my back. You can ask him to do that. People say, oh, archangels don't have time for that. Yes, they do. They're multidimensional beings. They have time to do all those things. They could be in multiple places at once. It's something that our mind down here, can't get the concept of. I still have a little trouble wrapping my head around it. And the hummingbird being a sign from him doesn't have to be a real hummingbird. It can be the word hummingbird. It can be walking through the store and you see a picture of a hummingbird. You see a hummingbird in a movie. Doesn't matter where you see the hummingbird. That will be a sign from him. When you get signs from him, validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more signs if you want them. But as far as being sad, he's not sad for himself. He's sad because he feels like you've got a lot on your back. I'm trying to figure out how to express this. You've got a lot on your back, and he feels not really physically, I don't know how to explain how they feel up there, right there. He's sad that you have to feel this way, that you feel heavy, you feel like there's a burden on your back. He says you're taking life too serious. You're taking life way, way too serious. He says he's along with you for the ride. I'm not gone, I'm just different. I'm not sure what he means. Our aspects are just different. I don't know what he means by aspects. That air conditioner doesn't mess up my microphone. that he's kind of hesitating when he talks. That's why I keep stopping. I think he's trying to pick out the right words. He says you have to lighten and brighten yourself. Have to. It's something they can help you with, but it's not something they can do for you. So what would he have been good at when he was here to help you through this? Oh, and when he first started, he called you son, S-O-N. So maybe you were closer than just normal grandparent, grandchild. I'm stuttering today. So what would he have been good at? If you were having these problems, what would you have gone to him for help? I hear financial. I hear man know-how. Don't know what he means by that. You can still go to him with the same problems. I always tell people if Uncle Joe didn't have a pot to piss in, don't ask Uncle Joe for financial advice because he didn't understand the concept of how it worked here. And when we get up there, we're not all knowing. I asked my boo-boo lady, I said, don't we just know everything when we get back up there? And she says, no, it doesn't work that way. Darn it. Darn it. So, ask him, but you have to ask. They cannot override your free will choice. My guides, they watch me do all kinds of dumb stuff, and they go, Rhonda, what are you doing? We told you not to do that. But I have the free will choice to decide something else. They can bring me the best shit in the world, and I can go, no, I'm going to go do this dumb thing over there. And I do that consistently. I think that's why I have a lot of headaches, because they're always bouncing on my head. So, no. He just says no, K-N-O-W. Says you actually know exactly what you're supposed to be doing, but you're fighting it. You're fighting the pull. You're fighting. You're not wanting to take that step or those steps. You're fighting it tooth and nail. You tell me that a lot too. I know what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm not doing it. And it'll make your gut twist because you're on the wrong path. He says you're making a whoop-de-doo around on your path. You're not going straight down your path. You're making a whoop-de-doo around. Because you want to do it your way. You want to do it this way. This is the way you've got it in your mind. Most of the time, they have better ideas for you. So ask him. Have to ask. They just sit up there and they watch us and they go, geez, Rhonda, really? Then you have to allow for whatever comes forward for you. So let's just say you want a better job and you ask them. Then all of a sudden you get a phone call or you run into somebody in the store and they go, hey, I got this perfect position opening up, this great company I work for. You have to be willing to take that step. He says you're fighting it tooth and nail, and I don't know exactly what it is, whether it is a job. So I'm trying to watch my puppy. She tends to get in trouble. She needs to go back to sleep. So he says, don't be afraid. And Archangel Michael is right here at my back, and he will do the exact same thing for you. Do the exact same thing for anybody that asks him and allows him to. He's like the big guardian warrior. Like, he walks around. Go look up a picture of Archangel Michael. Usually he's gorgeous. He's got a big sword. He's got armor on because he fights our battles for us. And he guards us. I have amazing birds. So ask Jerry, please step forward and help me with this. And then just sit back. Can't believe the things that I've asked for, and I know I've put some of them on my Facebook lately, the things that have manifested that I asked for, and they came to me in ways you would have never believed, ever believed. And I don't feel like I should put them out in public. How some of this happened? Not the way I planned it happening. It was brought right in my lap, but in such a totally different way. So don't worry about the way to get there. Worry about like the end result. Ask them for the end result and then let them find the best way for it to happen for you to get accepted when it gets there, if that's really what you want. He says sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. It's like there's something you're keeping to yourself. He's not saying if it's a physical thing or an emotional thing. Talk to him as far as sharing. Share your stuff with him as much as you want to. I promise you 1,000% he can hear you, he can see you. You don't need me to talk to him. He can hear you. He's got a bunch of things going through here. Hang on. Puppy's gonna bark. She barks at herself in the fireplace. She sees herself. He says you don't feel like you're blessed when actually you truly are. Look for the little things of life. You're in the grab root and growl. Grab root and growl syndrome. Just out in this world, we gotta go, you know. There you go. He says you're kind of in this grrr. You're pissed off at some of the things that you don't have when maybe, he says, maybe they're the things that you're not supposed to have. You can't force it all. He says, I need to listen to it too. He's very knowing, very knowing. He's doing something. This is like usually what they do to a girl, but like like fiddling, fiddling with your hair, fiddling with your head, doing like little swirly things. So if your head starts tickling, it starts feeling like a bug's crawling across it. That's him validating, acknowledging, loving, and asking him to bring you more. He said he's slowly but gratefully trying to get your attention. He says you feel like you're swimming upstream, and then it's almost like the water comes over and tries to drown you. You feel like you're drowning sometimes. When you get those feelings, he says, and he is one of your guides. We'll get into that in a minute. Feel like you're drowning or you're fighting against the current. Visualize. Actually, just stop, sit down, and imagine yourself on a raft, floating on top of that water, not under it. You're sipping on something that looks like a foo-foo drink, the bendy straw, and a little umbrella in it. And so relaxed, kicking back and enjoying the water and the floating and the sounds around you. And I was going to say, right before I started, just when I was getting ready to push the button, this bird outside just starts singing and a singing and a singing. He says you need to pay more attention to that. You need to pay more attention to what's right in front of you, what's natural, what's free. You need to breathe. And allow everything to open up for you, not against you. And ask them for assistance. It doesn't matter whether it's Jerry or it's Archangel Michael or who it is out there. You have to ask. You have to put out there. Don't get too elaborate with your details. You can put some details in your picture, your vision, what it is you're wanting, what you're wanting to get out of, what you're wanting to get into, what you're wanting to work towards. You can put lots of details into that. This is what I want. But if it's not meant for you, you're not going to get it. Number one, get something that is better, or you will get it in a different way you think you should. Says you're bullheaded, just like him. He said that's not always a good thing. The grass is not always greener on the other side. Stay on your own side of the fence. Do your due diligence, whatever that is. And just sit back and allow them to bring it to you in the best way. So I'm not sure what it is you're working for, what it is you're wanting. And like I said, I'll say it again. I put out certain things that I wanted, and I have manifested them. They came in a way I could have never ever planned. I could have never ever thought of. I could have never made happen. Ow, sorry. But the universe made it happen in the best way. And it's pretty awesome. And it's not rocket science. It's anybody can do. Okay, so as far as your guides and all this stuff, I'm whoever wants to step forward can step forward, but I'm going to send you half of your money back because I'm not going to do a separate reading on that. We'll just okay. So I know people probably don't believe me, and I really don't care. I work with from God down to my departed loved ones. That's my team. I've got angels, archangels, departed loved ones. I said that. Mother Mary, Jesus. If those words bother you, I don't care what you call God. You can call him George. Whatever your concept of God, source, the higher power, there is a higher power, and you can visualize that any way you want to. It doesn't have to have a certain name. Call on her. Mother Mary is here for you. Call on her. Of course, we talked about Michael. Archangel Raphael is archangel for healing. But usually it's physical healing, but she's talking about more emotional healing. Call on Archangel Raphael for emotional healing. do not have to. You have so many guides, so many angels and so many guides that help that you have no clue about. There's all kinds of guides. There's a joy guide. There's a finance guide, or at least there is in my world. I don't know. There's all different categories of guides. And I could tell you each one of them now, but as you go on in your life, those guides a lot of times will change. You might keep the same guide for this or the same guide for that, but then if you move further along in this path on this thing, then maybe that guide steps back and another one comes in to go a little further with you. So your guides change. Guides change. So I just ask for whoever is the proper guide to step forward. They know. You don't need to know. They know. Just ask for the proper guide to, I don't know, can't find my ring. Bring me a guide to help me find my ring and see if something pops in your head pretty quick. That's kind of, that one doesn't work for me very often, so I don't know why I brought that one up. Maybe it'll work for you though. So there's a very beautiful girl in a white dress. She's like walking up out of the water. Her dress is flowing, it's long and flowing. She's got long dark hair. It's not a departed loved one. This is a joy and self-esteem guide. She's got so much love to bring. She doesn't, you don't have to know their names. I just know the names of the main archangels that we talk about all the time. The big dogs, the big guns. Let's just call her your joy guide. So when you're feeling kind of stressed out, you're feeling like you don't have much joy right at that moment, call on her. Just ask your joy guide to step forward. And most of the time, I think we kind of push them away. No, that's not real. And I'll go ahead and ask, but nah, I don't believe that's going to happen. So they have a hard time getting to you. She's calling you. She's calling. She's very pretty, very bright, very light. She's calling you. She wants to help. You have to step forward and ask her. Might try doing that right before you go to sleep. You might have even had a dream about her. It's like she's already been there when you're sleeping. So if you've had a dream about a girl in a white dress, that's her. Or maybe you're going to dream about her. Maybe you're going to realize that she's there. Okay, so Jerry says start with this and believe. Just believe. Again, he says you're trying to hurry something. You're trying to hurry things, and you're trying your damnedest to make it go the way you think it should go, exactly the way you want it, and it won't work that way. And I watched a friend of mine fall, crash and burn. because he did the same thing and refused to accept. It's not every detail, every single detail is not going to happen exactly like you picture it. It can't in a one. So you can't force a round peg into a square hole, vice versa, or however that goes. Jerry's going something like, I don't, was there some kind of a handshake or a game or a something? It's almost like rock, paper, scissors, but I don't know that that's what he's doing. He's going, peace out. I do that all the time. Peace out. Or I hang up the phone with my grandson, I'll go, love you, peace. Maybe you're going to see somebody doing this. Maybe you guys used to do something similar to that. Could be one of the things you have to stretch outside the box. It says, I'm there, I'm there, there, I'm there. Just trust it. I'm there. That they're all leaving. Oh, Michael Stanley. They're all only a word away, a whisper away. They want me to say a whisper away. All you have to do is call. So you don't have to know their names. They don't need names where they're at. So if you're looking in the fireplace and she's gonna start barking, she sees that dog in there. Okay, my dear. Much love to you. Like I said, I'm gonna refund half your money. I don't feel like I should take money for that part. So don't forget to call them. Don't forget to relax. And don't forget to love them. Have gratitude. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Grateful for what you have. Grateful that you can see, hear, you have a vehicle, you have a roof over your head. Grateful you have salt and pepper. I don't care what it is. Be grateful you have a floor to walk on instead of dirt. Be grateful. Grateful. That's what they're pushing. Pushing. Grateful, grateful, grateful for what you already have. Instead of worrying too much about something that you don't have. Or that you need to. Okay. Much love to you, Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Peace.